think the most challenging thing has probably been how kind of open it is, which in a way is also the most enjoyable thing. So you kind of have the most challenging thing is also the best thing about studying, because you're in such a space where there's so much information and there's so many things that you're learning, and everything that you can say is kind of accepted, like nothing is ever rejected as an idea, which is a really good thing, but it also makes it really challenging because you kind of have to learn how you want to develop and build on your own ideas. I'd never sort of automatically assumed I'd go to university, but when I started being inspired by all the different jobs and careers that my parents' friends had or older people around me had, I started looking at how they got there, and a lot of the answers were they needed some sort of university qualification, and so that kind of made me realise, okay, this is something that's quite common if you want to do something that you're quite passionate about or that you really enjoy. And so that kind of led me to thinking that university was a strong kind of pathway to follow to do particular kinds of careers. So the degree I'm studying is French studies, and basically because it kind of encompasses all the A levels I took, but mainly kind of French and politics. So we get to do like languages and translation and interpreting and things like that, and learning the language and about the culture. But we also get to do a lot of kind of political in modules and international relations, things kind of more about the world, like sociology and cultural theory, things like that kind of really interest me. And also because it's a compulsory part of the course to go away for a year, to go and spend some time in a French-speaking country. So that really encouraged me as well and was quite a motivator to want to choose that subject at degree level. I spent the first half studying in a political science college in Strasbourg in the northeast of France, and the second half I spent in Paris, where I was working for a human rights organisation as an intern, and that was probably one of the best parts of my degree so far, because I got to kind of go away and miss learning a bit again and miss English universities and that environment. But I also got to spend some time in a completely different culture, enjoying completely different things, travelling a lot, using everything I've learned on a day-to-day basis, really exercising everything that I've learned, and that was really something special that I don't think you can get just anywhere. It's technically a sort of, they call it a year abroad, so they're generally compulsory for language degrees, but there are lots of other courses that offer it as an option, say something like American studies, or even just certain, you could be doing economics and you could maybe do a placement year in Germany or something if you wanted to learn some of the language as well. So there are different, it's not just language courses, but it is language courses where it's compulsory to have a year away, because they want you to be able to live in that language and kind of immerse yourself so much so that you get to a certain level at sort of when you're speaking, a certain oral level that will be good enough for you to carry on your studies in the final year.
I'm studying social work, and the reason I chose it was because I'm a care leaver myself.
I've got my lecture notes from this morning just there, printing off the lecture slides. I would highly recommend. I've also got a diary because I'm very busy this year, so